Am I the a-hole for walking out of Christmas dinner after what my in-laws gave me? Every Christmas, my husband's family does a big sit-down dinner with gifts afterward. It's loud, chaotic, and usually exhausting, but I go because it matters to him. This year felt off from the start. When we arrived, everyone seemed tipsy. His mom kept making comments about how tight money must be for us since we don't have kids yet, which I ignored. His sister kept filming everything for social media. After dinner, it was time for gifts. I watched everyone open thoughtful presents. Concert tickets, jewelry, personalized ornaments. When it was my turn, my mother-in-law handed me a small box and smiled in a way that made my stomach drop. Inside was a self-help book about finding purpose and a pamphlet for a local fertility clinic. The room went silent. His mom laughed and said, "We just thought you might like something useful this year." For context, my husband and I have been struggling with infertility for over 2 years. We've kept it mostly private, but his mom knows. We specifically asked her not to bring it up at family events. I didn't cry. I didn't yell. I closed the box, stood up, and said, "I'm going to step outside," and I didn't come back. My husband followed me and said his mom didn't mean it that way, and that leaving made things awkward for everyone else. He asked if we could just go home quietly so we didn't ruin Christmas. The next day, his sister posted a video captioned, "When someone can't take a joke," with a clip of me leaving the table. Now his family says I was dramatic, ungrateful, and should have laughed it off. My husband says he understands why I was hurt, but wishes I had stayed to keep the peace. I feel humiliated and angry, and honestly betrayed. Am I the a-hole for walking out of Christmas dinner instead of pretending the gift was okay? I don't know why exactly, but somehow I have a strange feeling that the mother-in-law always tends to cause a little bit of drama at family events because of the reaction that everybody else had. Even her husband, because he was like trying to defend her and just saying, you should have kept your mouth shut and kept the peace and, just tried to move on from it and not make a scene. But it's like, you could kind of tell, at least the way that it was written, if the room went silent when she opened that everybody in the room could feel the awkward from that. Nobody else in the room knew about it unless the mother spilled the beans about it ahead of time because they specifically told her not to. And for her to be making jabs at them about their finance and not having children when she knows that there's been issues getting pregnant, it just seems like she's coming from a really weird place, and it's not a good vibe. And if she can afford concert tickets and other expensive gifts, then you'd think that maybe she would want to contribute privately to something that could help in the pregnancy department if that's something that the OP and the husband were actually interested in. But I've never understood parents that create this weird pressure to have children. But there's an update. So let's see if this could get any worse. Update. I honestly didn't think things could get worse after Christmas dinner, but I was wrong. The morning after, my husband went to his parents' house to talk things through. He came back quiet and wouldn't look at me. Eventually, he admitted that his mom did know the gift would upset me and that his sister helped pick it out. Apparently, they thought it would be a wake-up call and that Christmas was the best time to push me to get serious about my life goals. That alone crushed me, but then I found the video. His sister didn't just post the clip of me leaving. She posted multiple angles, tagged me, and captioned it, "Some people really hate honest feedback. Friends, coworkers, and even distant relatives saw it before I could ask her to take it down." When I confronted her, she said I was too sensitive and that if I didn't want to be embarrassed, I shouldn't have stormed off like a child. I finally snapped. I commented publicly and explained exactly what the gift was and why it was cruel, and that my infertility was not a punchline. Within an hour, the comments turned on her. The video disappeared shortly after. That's when my mother-in-law called me screaming that I humiliated the family on purpose and that I should have handled it privately, even though they made it public first. My husband tried to stay neutral at first until his mom told him I was replaceable and that he could still have kids with someone else. That was the breaking point. He packed a bag and stayed with a friend that night. Not because we were fighting, but because he needed space from his family to think. We are now in couples counseling. He's gone low contact with his sister and no contact with his mom for now. He admitted he's spent years excusing her behavior and letting me absorb the damage. As for me, I'm done keeping the peace. Christmas is supposed to be about love, not humiliation disguised as help. I didn't ruin the holiday. I exposed something that was already rotten. I just don't understand why the mother and the sister are so nasty about this whole thing. It's not like it's the OP's fault that she has infertility issues. And clearly it's a sensitive subject because it sounds like they were trying and it just wasn't happening. And for her to have this weird attitude about the OP being replaceable and that he could still have kids with someone else, it just and then to like gaslight them to say that, you know, she humiliated the family on purpose and did it publicly. It's like, well, no, the sister posted the thing on social media and that was after you made a spectacle during the holidays. I don't know how many people were there, but enough for it to have an impact. And I don't know how old this sister is to be like posting all this family drama on the internet, but I'm kind of glad that it turned on her because nobody deserves this kind of treatment. I don't know why some parents are so psychotic about wanting grandchildren that they act this way and treat the OP like it's her fault. And the fact that it landed them in couples counseling, I think, says a lot about the overall relationship, not only as a couple, but the weird relationship that he has with his mother. And I mean, there's lots to the entire story that we don't know here, but it really sounds like if the mother continues acting this way, she's going to force her son to make a decision that no child would want to make regarding the relationship with their parents. And hopefully it's a wake-up call for everybody, because at the end of the day, yes, everybody wants to have a good relationship with their parents, or at least I would hope so, but that doesn't mean that you should allow your parents to negatively impact your relationship. Because at the end of the day, whether you want to have children, are having trouble having children, or for the people who just don't even want to have children, you get to define the family that you create. The decisions have nothing to do with your parents, and they should not make you feel bad for those choices, especially in a situation when it's not even a choice. It's literally just not able to have children. Absolutely crazy behavior. And after reading that he admitted he spent years excusing her behavior and letting me absorb the damage, really sounds to me like the OP has made a lot of sacrifices for this relationship because of how she feels about her husband. And I'm not saying he's blown it or anything, but he definitely needs to figure out this family situation because he should not be allowing his mother to treat her like this at all. So, final verdict, I think it's pretty obvious in this one, but I definitely do not believe the OP was the a-hole. Curious to know your verdict, so please let me know in the comments down below, and I'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching.